Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Today we're going to focus on some triple time stamping using the Fern and Flora stamp set. And I have it clipped, if you notice, I have it clipped to the dies. That's how I store them, so I know where everything is. So it's a little different than I used to, but it's kind of fun. Now, I've seen several people do it. These measurements I got from Patty Dolan, but I've seen it several places, so I'm not really sure who started it. So basically, I'm using a couple of pieces of Secret C. 5.5 by 8.5 is my card base, scored at 4 1/4. I'm also using the 2.5 by 3 3/4 and 3.5 by 4 5/8. So 3 pieces of Secret C. And I have a couple of pieces of white. I have 2 of the 4 by 5 1/4, one for the outside, one for the inside. I have a 3 3/4 by 4 1/4 and a 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. So if you want to take a screenshot of the measurements, and I'm going to show you how amazing and easy this stamp really is. So let me show you, I've got my pieces all cut here and ready to go. I'm also using the Dewdrops embellishments that go with this suite. I'm using Golden Glow, Secret C, Old Olive, and Peaceful Pine, which are all the colors that go with the suite. So I'm going to move these 2 to the side. I'm going to move these couple of blue to the side, and I'm going to start. Now, if you don't get it exact, it's totally okay. I'm going to put a little bit, and not a ton, but a little bit just to hold it down. And I'm going to try to get it as straight as I can. It's a pretty forgiving technique, but it's helpful to get it as straight as you can in the beginning. It's okay. You're going to be picking those up. So if you get a little bit of tiny bit of rip on your paper, it's really okay. I'm going to try to get that as close as I can. Oops, see, and it turns. So maybe I didn't have enough adhesive on there. Try it again. Push it down a little bit because you don't want it to be turning willy-nilly there. Okay, it looks pretty good. So what I'm going to start, and I'm actually going to put it on a piece of scrap paper. I could just leave it on my glass mat studio, which is totally fine. But just because I'm making a bunch of cards, I'm going to put it here. Just move that to the side. Once again, make sure that didn't really move a ton. I don't think it did. And I'm going to start with the Peaceful Pine. Remember, this is magnetic, so you don't lose the top, which I think is wonderful. And I am going to tell you a tip with this one. You're tapping, making sure you have all the adhesive or the ink on there. And when you put it on here, push it and like kind of push it down. You don't always have to do that, but with triple time stamping, it's best. Now, if you don't get a perfect image like that, and it really bugs you, I'm going to show you what you can try to do. Try to line it up as best you can. Push the parts that you didn't get as much. And it came up pretty good. If it's a little bit, if you notice, I got a little bit of that there. You didn't really notice when you looked at the card. I only do a couple of these because these are the hardest ones. The other ones seem to stamp a little bit easier. Once again, push all the parts down. Try it again. Oh, that one came out pretty good. I like to do groups of 3. So I might do one right there. And there we go. Move that to the side. I'm going to keep that open for a minute. And the only thing I did on the inside, because I like to have some thank you notes or thankful you for you, and you can put what you choose on the inside, is I'm just going to put a fern at the bottom of the card. Okay, now I'm done. I can close up my peaceful pine and move this back to the side. Now I'm going to, before I do too much else, I'm going to put the thank you for you right in the middle. And I'm going to stamp that, make sure I didn't get that kind of overly. Okay. Before you get too much on there, do the thank you for you, or you might lose room for it. Unless you don't want a sentiment on the top, or you want to pop up a sentiment, that's good too. Next, I'm going to use Old Olive. Remember, I found all these colors with the Designer Series paper. They basically helped me know what colors I should put. Next, I'm going to close my Old Olive, and I'll be cleaning these right after. Remember, turn that over, metallic. Sorry, I'm excited to try my new foil machine, but I haven't done that yet. These are magnetized. I'm going to put a butterfly there. I'm going to put a butterfly here. I'm really pushing the bottom. Yup, it worked. And I might put a butterfly there. Put a butterfly there. And I like odd numbers. Remember, our eyes like those odd numbers. Okay. Now I'm going to set that aside and close up my Golden Glow. I think I have everything stamped. So I can move my scrap paper to the side. And what I'm going to do is gently take that apart. Gently. And I'm going to bring in my card base. Now, people always ask me when I do my, I always, I like to score them because that's just my little thing. I always put it down together before I actually do a real final score to make sure I did a good job when I was scoring and got it lined up. So the first thing I'm going to do, and be careful because it might stick a little bit, kind of rub that so it doesn't stick too much to your surface. I'm going to adhere this on the front. It looks weird right now. Don't worry. It'll look awesome in a minute. And I got it crooked. Don't you love when you do that? I always do it when I'm in filming. Always. You've seen me, if you've watched a few of my videos, I take a bunch of it up. Okay. There we go. That is much better. Now I'm going to take the next one and I'm going to adhere this to this next Secret C. Wait a minute, I gotta make sure I got this cut correctly because this looks a little longer than it needs to be. It is supposed to be 4 5/8. No, I guess it is. Did I get this one correct? Yep, I guess I did. Okay, just checking because sometimes I do mess that up. All right, I need to get this one. Yeah, I guess it is. It's a little bit bigger on the ends, but that's okay. I guess as I look at this one, it is too. Okay, I got these measurements online, and I'm going to stick with them. Okay, so now your goal is to kind of make sure as you're lining up that it looks right. See what I mean? Like that is continuing up there. We've got the butterfly. Then we've got one more. I'm going to add that in the front, same thing. I'm going to try to make sure I'm lining it up correctly. Isn't that a cool card? And it's so easy. The only thing I'm going to do is add the inside. If you wanted, you could put any sentiment you want. I often don't, so I can add a sentiment as I need. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. I'm going to add a old olive up here and a couple of secret C dots down here. And you've got a really easy, fun triple time stamping card. I hope you try it, and if you do, share what yours look like in the comments. Have a great day.